Yes, guys, on our road to 7 figures with Amazon. Just woken up. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, we woke up late today. It's like 9:30 here, which is like 7:30 in the UK. Usually I've been up at 8. I'm not gonna come here and try to show you guys that unrealistic routine where like I'm up every day running on the beach and shit. I mean, I did that for the last 2 days, but because I did boxing yesterday, my body needs to recover because I'm training again towards the end of the day anyway. So yeah, that's why today we just sort of slept in a little bit. That's the beauty as well. When you run your own business, you can't decide when I wake up. Like today I decided, you know what, I just need a bit more rest so I can be productive for the whole day. Whereas most people are getting forced to wake up at a time that they don't want to wake up at. I used to hate work. I remember work, I used to have to start at 8:30. I'd get up at like 8 and I remember I'd eat and whatever. I'd have to get to work. By the time I'd leave home, it'd be like 8:25. I'd have to get to work by 8:30. I'd absolutely whiz it to work. Work was a 10-minute drive. I'd get there in like 5 minutes, sneak through the back. And then like, they'll be like, where is Zach? Where is Zach? Like, this is what I'm saying. These lot, they'd have like walkie-talkies and be like, where's Zach? We can't see him. Like a flipping prison, bro. But I'd just lie. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm just in the toilet. And then I'd bust case every time. So that was the plan. But yeah, on our road to 7 figures yesterday, we hit a nice 10K day, 1.5K in profit on Amazon. So moving smoothly, like I said, we don't really need to be doing 10K a day to hit a million in the year, to hit 7 figures, sorry. We literally just need about like 3 to 5K a day. So we're absolutely smashing it at the moment. So we're saving up for, at the start of the month, we were doing 1 or 2K. Last few days or this week so far has been a 40K week. But yeah, had a 40K week, a 6K profit week. Ideally, we'll be pushing to at least 15 to 18K profit for the month on about 100K in revenue as well. So that's the plan for this month. And it's so nice just being out here. Like, this is the morning view, just walking in this area, literally just in the morning, just quickly go walk along the beach, grab a coffee, grab some water, and then back inside to work. And having your mornings to yourself, trust me, is a big thing. And that's one of the best things I love about running a business, about just not having to hear people shouting in the morning, people just getting in your way, people starting your day off in the wrong foot, drama, all of these things. Like, protect your peace as well, guys. Like, working these jobs, a lot of the time you're taking on unnecessary drama. And that's what I used to hate about working. Like, one of your colleagues or your manager would just piss you off that day, and then now the rest of your day you're thinking about how pissed off you are that they disrespected you or something like that. It's so unnecessary. Like, what actually is the need to go through that? You know, instead, all you need, I've said it multiple times, you need 3-4K a month. You need a friend or a brother, because I think it's important to be around people as well. Have that accountability, because I think it's a bit boring sometimes if you're by yourself. A lot of people can't handle that. And you just need to start something online, have an online business. And Amazon FBA is definitely one of them. And Amazon FBA, the reason why it's so good is because, as you guys have seen, you can do it alongside wherever you are. Like, while I was at uni, I was doing it. Whilst I was working, I was doing it. And then obviously I went full time with it. And it's something that compounds. So the more you spend on it, the more you get rewarded on Amazon, because they reward accounts that are sort of like longer served and stuff like that. So trust me, put together, and look at my situation, put together a 1-2 year plan. That's what I do with most of my students, 1-2 year plan on how you can literally go from 0 to 10K profit per month with FBA whilst working, whilst doing other things. And like I said, this is something that then is stable, and then you can start doing other businesses as well. So then once you get to that stability where you can quit your 9 to 5 and you can move out to places like this is the time now when then you come up with those multi-million pound ideas. So a lot of you are trying to chase, like, and you see stuff on social media with people with these supercars and all these things. A lot of you just need to move out of your hometown first and get out of your job. And you don't want to be too long-term minded. You actually want to think about what is the next step for you. And for most of you watching this, you're at uni, you're apprentices, you might even be at school. The next step for you, not saying that those £1 million ideas are unrealistic, but why don't you start off with something that you can actually take action on? Because otherwise, most of you are just sitting there scrolling. Most of you are not starting because you feel like the goal is so far away. Something like Amazon FBA is a lot easier to see results early on. You know, you can actually see that you're making progress. So factor that in mind as well. But yeah, we're just gonna grab a drink now and then head back up to the apartment. But yeah, people, we're gonna go down to the beach now because I think I just need a change of environment. No one's been working up here all morning, to be honest. Just been doing normal automation stuff. I'm not gonna bore you with it. You guys have already seen the videos on what I do in the Amazon business. I'm more actually going to introduce you to why and how I've systemized this business to 7 figures, why you should not be wasting time on certain tasks in your business. And this is coming from advice from, you know, millionaires, billionaires, and people who have personally told me on how to run businesses effectively to get to these levels. So I'll take you down to the beach now, and yeah, we'll go over how you can actually systemize properly. But yeah, like I was saying, you need to not be a control freak and actually trust your staff and trust your systems. It's like being a football manager. You've got to trust your players. A good manager or a good owner of a business trusts his team, builds a strong team, and then is an innovator. The whole point of being the founder of a company is to innovate, to expand. I mean, with my Amazon business, my innovation will be coming up with new ways to find suppliers, or spending my time finding more suppliers, creating those relationships. That's going to be more important than me doing admin and doing prep. Do you get what I'm saying? Same way with other businesses as well. Innovation is key, and that's why a lot of my time during my day, not actually a lot of it, because I think action is important, but sometimes at least an hour a day of just kind of planning. I think I spend an hour a day at least just planning and sort of picturing the next move a lot of the time, and this has helped me get to where I need to get to. And my best friend, this whiteboard that I always bring with me wherever I go, usually I'll sit in a nice place like this, have my whiteboard, and really I'll just sort of be jotting down, people call it bottlenecks of your business, and just think about how can I improve. So let's actually do this together. Let's think about like a bottleneck of an Amazon business, right? Now, most of you that are beginners, your bottleneck might be sourcing products. So let's actually write this down and we'll go through this together. So why don't we have this here as a bottleneck? So if we have sourcing products at the moment. Now, as the founder, if sourcing products is a difficulty or is difficult for us at this current moment, we have to think about, well, how can we maximize efficiency, right? So how are we going to source products? What's the method we're going to be using? Who's going to be doing it? How much time are we going to spend? How much money do we actually have to allocate to sourcing products? So if we take right now, our situation is sourcing products is tough. What else are we doing with our time, right? So most of you have like between 2 to 4 hours per day on your Amazon business, right? Now, if sourcing products is tough and we're only allocating, let's say 2 hours to sourcing, well, we've still got another 2 hours here that we are spending. Let's pretend we are spending that. Where is that going? Where is that 2 hours going, right? So most of the time, this is probably going to packing, analyzing, probably purchasing, and then we've also got admin, right? And this is probably what most of our time, and if we're honest, the last one is probably procrastinating, because we're probably not effective for that 4 hours of time. So now that we've broken this down, which one of these can we remove, right? Now, really and truly, this can get removed. You can actually set up, especially for Amazon, you can set up virtual cards and hire an admin member of staff who will purchase the products for you. Okay, now what is it going to cost for us to outsource this? And I'll explain it in a minute. And how much of this time is this taking us? So this is taking us 2 hours of our time. How can we get rid of that? And how much is it going to cost us to get rid of that? To get rid of that 2 hours per day, to be honest, I pay my admin staff, I pay her £75 every 2 weeks for 4 hours of work a day. So you guys could actually be outsourcing for £30 a day. And realistically, in a month, that's a 5 day a week. That's 100. Actually, no, wait, why am I saying £30 per day? That's £30 every 2 weeks, guys. Yeah? It's so cheap that even I nearly got it wrong. £30 per 2 weeks, right? For a part-time member of staff, right? Now that's £60 a month. Divide that by 20, that's basically £3 a day. So for £3 a day, you save yourself 2 hours of work. Well, this 2 hours gets saved. So do you understand here? £3 per day, break this down. £3 per day, I can get rid of this headache. Okay, cool. So now £3 per day, I've got rid of purchasing. What else can I get rid of? I've given them 2 hours. Well, I can get rid of admin. Can I get rid of packing to a prep center? Yes. So that will probably cost me 35p per unit. Is that a big deal? I don't think so in the grand scheme of things. So I'd happily outsource that as well. And even analyzing, you could actually outsource that. But realistically, if you want to oversee this at the start because you want to be the decision maker, that's fine. We can keep that. But we can outsource the rest. So now we've just saved ourselves 2 hours per day that we were struggling with sourcing products by outsourcing. So we've now bought back 2 hours a day for literally £3. So for £3, we've now got 2 hours back of our time. And this is what money does. Money buys other people's time. You guys that work in your 9 to 5s, your boss is paying for your time to do this. And if you want to be your own boss, you need to actually think like an employee. And the good thing is, when you start doing this, you think about how much you're getting finesse, because your boss is basically like, your time is worth this much, and I'm going to use your time to build my dream. So, you know, factor that in as well. But yeah, anyway, we now bought back 2 hours of our time for £3 per day. So now, if sourcing products is a challenge for 1 week, or actually I like to do things in 2 week periods, because I think 2 weeks is a good way to analyze how performance is. Give yourself 2 weeks of 4 hours per day. Now, realistically, with procrastination, you're probably going to get 3 hours, because probably before you were probably doing one and a half, let's be real. We now got 4 hours per day of sourcing products, okay? And after 1 week, what we want to see for improvement is we want to see an increase in at least, I'd say, you know, actually what I would measure this as, can I source
£3 extra profit per day. I'd want a 3 times return on that. Realistically, anything I outsource, I want a 3x return. It's kind of like ads. You kind of want a 3 times ROAS on what you do. So I want a 3 times return on this. So what I'll be looking for is 1 week increase. I'll be looking for a 3 times return on what it is that I'm paying. So I'll ideally want £10 of profit per day being bought into the business off the back of that time being saved. Okay, so as you've just seen, and then after 2 weeks, we can reassess how things go. And what I love about a whiteboard is you simply just have the idea. Your brain has now leaked out the idea. I know exactly what to do. I rub it all off and I start again. So now I know if sourcing products is an issue for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to outsource this for £3 per day. I'm going to hit a target of £10 per day extra profit. And in that way, I've literally just come up with a small idea on how to move my business further. Now, are you going to be able to do this if you're spending all your time packing? And when you're packing, you're probably listening to music, you're watching podcasts that have got nothing to do with what you're doing. You need to spend time alone thinking. There is no sound right now apart from the sea. It's me, my whiteboard, my thoughts, writing things down. And a lot of you guys, this isn't just about money or business. You cannot sit alone by yourself and think about your thoughts, because a lot of the time you get overwhelmed. You don't want to deal with them. And you know why that is? Because a lot of the times when you do have problems, you throw them away. So you need to get into the habit also outside of business of when you have a problem, you sit down and you work things out. A lot of you will cope for certain things. For example, I know a lot of people that are, especially in this generation, they're looks maxing, you know, they want to go to the gym, they want to look all good. But the brutal reality is, in the nicest way, none of these guys have any self-confidence. They're all insecure and they don't sit down and actually look in the mirror at their inner self, who they actually are, what they actually stand for, what their actual personality is behind all the mask, right? And it's those types of thoughts that you guys keep suppressing each day when you're not actually, you don't even know yourself and what your habits are, where your mind goes, that how are you going to run a business? How are you going to be able to sit there and reflect and evaluate on things? So you need to get very, very good at taking time away. That's why I spent a lot of time alone when I was at university. I was literally locked in my room. I think alone time is the best time. That's where you grow. That's where you build. That's where you learn more about yourself, you know, and that's why I started doing a lot of combat sports and stuff like that rather than team sports. I think team sports is fun, but combat sports, again, you spend a lot of time alone. Everything's your fault. Everything's self-accountability. And again, running a business, you're the leader. And as a leader, you're the one that needs to know where the path is. A poor leader does not run a good business. And I've been guilty of this before. If you're not leading, you'll see how your business is not going to go anywhere. And it all actually circles around to yourself. That's why I say a lot of things are deeper than money. A lot of the time you need to be able to actually understand yourself as well. So that's a little insight into kind of the hour a day that I'll do or 30 minutes I'll do per day of just reflecting on certain things. So for example, one thing I'm going to reflect on right now is I made a story about this, why my banks keep getting closed down. I mean, it's an absolute joke. And I made a story about why crypto is the future because of this. And I was very naive to this when I had no money. When I was a brokey at uni, I had minus £900 in my bank account. When people were telling me about crypto, I thought, well, crypto, I don't even have anything. Whereas now I'm understanding what people actually meant when I'd see stuff on Instagram and TikTok and whatever about crypto being the future. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to sit down now and reflect on what my strategy is going forward in terms of money. That's something important right now. I'll even do other things like, you know, fitness plans, especially when if I'm going to go into a camp, if I'm going to have a fight, if I'm going to just keep fit, if I want to stay sharp, you have to make sure that you know what you're doing, you're leading, you're structuring. And this is just how you progress. Once you have structure then pairs with volume. And then the more volume that you have based on structure, you'll propel. Whereas most people don't have structure or volume. So you don't know what you're doing and then you don't do enough of it anyway. So then you end up not getting anywhere. The secret to actually getting out of a position that you're in is structure and volume. And those are the two things that I will always preach and always credit to why I managed to escape the situation I was in. I built structures and the sheer volume that I did compared to everyone else was outlandish. So, you know, that's how you get results. So keep that in mind. But yeah, cool. Rest of the day now, it's sort of 4 p.m. time. I'll probably go and train in a bit. I'll just jump in the sea for like a minute. That's what I said. The nice bit of this, just literally jump in the sea, come back here, get back to work, come up with more ideas, and then make sure to hit the gym, and then we'll be back to work after. I hear it all the time. I'm not after the lifestyle. I'm not even bothered about the cars, the watches, the clothes. I just want freedom. The reality is, you clocking into your job every single day is not gonna grant you freedom. So many people I know are getting made redundant in the wake of AI, companies cutting down on costs because of the high taxes in the UK. The future is looking grim. Every day you let go by is another day that freedom is further away from yourself. Freedom isn't gonna arrive straight away, but what I can promise you is 6 months, 12 months of dedicating yourself, this is what life can look like.
First month is gone much better than I thought. Obviously 25,000, it's a really good number first up.
Don't wanna brag, but a cheeky 2,000.
What is kind of the next step for you?
The next process is automation now, so I'm gonna try to automate the business.
For you, what are you looking to do next?
So after hitting a 5k month, I'm definitely aiming to hit a 10k month. Also hit probably 100k in sales, becoming VAT registered.
I've done £50,000 ever since starting, and for this month alone I've done £7,000.
In 1 year's time, there's a life that is completely different to the one that you live right now. No restrictions, no constantly checking the bank balance, no asking how long your lunch break is, no asking if you can have a holiday. You decide for yourself. But yeah, we just came back from the beach. Always just hop on TikTok live for you guys. Make sure that you tune into my lives. They'll be around like 4 p.m. UK time. That's when I'll be live, just sharing out as much sauce as I can for you guys. Now we're just gonna go to dinner. Yeah, like I said, systems are very important. You've just seen what I've gone through in that section. So remember your systems. Remember time efficiency as well. Don't be cooking your dinner. God, you're wasting time, guys. You're making your chicken and rice for like 30 minutes. Such a waste of time. My food's ordered. I go down, it's done, eat, get back to work. So yeah, let's go munch up this meal. But yeah, we just finished the day off now with a group coaching call. And most of my evening, to be honest, is for my one-to-one students and for the group coaching if we have a call, which is every week on Thursdays, which is not really Amazon related, but it's good anyway. There's a lot of overlaps with Amazon and actually running a community. It's one of the reasons I started this community. There's so many opportunities because of the fact that I have other sellers and a network of other sellers. Small things like placing big wholesale orders. By just having some one-to-one students who are serious, we can put capital together, we can place big orders. So it's really, really cool. So everyone benefits in that way, which is why I love it. But yeah, that's the day done. It's usually meetings in the evening, and then I'll do a little bit of admin, see what needs to be done, plan for the day tomorrow. But yeah, that is a day on road to 7 figures. We're getting close. I mean, right now, if you look at the sales we are on the last 30 days, as you can see, we're on 88k. So we're not far at all from that 6-figure month and getting onto that 7-figure track. So yeah, appreciate you all tuning along and take care.